Getting ready for our Sunday afternoon matchup against Viking and Roughriders. We're going to send out Nietzsche, Letcher, Kowalskis with Aldridge and Kriskinsis. Last time we played the Rocky Mountain Roughriders was a 5-3 win. Face-off drop, won back by the Roughriders. Letcher giving some pressure. Basically, Roughriders go D to D. Puck under Letcher's feet, brought back into the zone by the Roughriders. Nietzsche gets it up to Porzingis, gets Letcher, on a breakaway. Letcher's shot goes wide, blocker side. Nietzsche keeps it in. Puck now down low. Palauskas gets a stick on it, but the Roughriders D gets it off of the boards and tries to get it through. Palauskas ties up, and Roughriders dump and change. Puck behind the net. Aldridge trying to get it up to Palauskas. Palauskas dumps it in. Letcher providing pressure as Fury go for a change. Paulo comes out with Reynolds. Rubicki and Campbell at D. 16:05 to go in the first, 0-0. Chalicki come out now. He's in the middle of the trying to slow down. Lines up, knocking the puck out into the neutral zone. That's hit by a Roughriders team member, and they dump it back in. On the near board for Chalicki. Lost in feet. Puts it back behind the net for Campbell. Dabrowski in net today. Cutting had a shutout yesterday against the Phoenix Coyotes. So, puck down low, Chalicki forcing Roughriders to reverse. Lost the puck in the feet. Rubicki keeps it in. Kruger has come out on a change. Knocks that puck back into the zone. Predidios come out. Roughriders being patient, waiting to come out from behind their own net. Carter out now. Miller at D with Onak. Kruger puck gets knocked into the corner. And down below, Carter almost gets a hold of it, but the Roughriders still in control. Bring it to the far board and put it past Miller, who touches it, so no icing. Onak moves up for Kruger. Kruger puts it into the zone, bounces off the side of the net. Carter there. Roughriders still come out with it. Kruger went for a change, and Seidel comes out. Puck bounces into the zone on John Dabrowski, and he covers. Brown and Bergeron join Seidel. 14:25 to go, still 0-0. Seidel's going to take the draw. Miller and Onak at D with him. Brown out wide. Face off won by Onak. Hard off of the board, looking to spring Bergeron. Roughriders send it back in. Onak, pass gets deflected. Miller's there, goes behind Dabrowski, gets it up for Brown, but misses his pass. The Roughriders throw it back in again. Seidel, through the middle of the ice, loses the puck, goes back into the neutral zone, and the Roughriders dump it back in. Roughriders go for a change. Miller brings it out for Seidel. Seidel, cross-ice pass intercepted by Roughriders, and then bring it back in. Centering pass misses. Brown moves it up to Seidel. Seidel knocks it away from the Roughriders defender and brings it in the zone. Shot gets blocked, goes over to the board. Brown comes down as the D was changing, though, forcing the D to the side for Skintis, and the puck had to get dumped in. Puck comes loose to the middle for Brown. Brown pushes it ahead and goes for a change. That's not going to make it for icing. Nietzsche comes out with Palauskas and Letcher. Roughriders to the far side boards, go for a change again. Roughriders have a really short bench, so it looks like they're going for quick changes. I've got 4 Roughriders in front of me and 1 injured on the side, so it might be a tough day for the Roughriders with 5 boys out. Roughriders put it over to the near board, break it out, avoiding a hit from Nietzsche. They dump it into the zone. Dabrowski plays it around the boards. Letcher is there. Roughriders D dumps it back in. Back into the corner. Bounces off the board. Roughriders still with it. Gets a shot on Dabrowski. He saves and bounces to the back board. Roughriders now under D. Gets shot in front, deflected, and into the netting out of play. Campbell and Rubicki come out at D. Face-off pushed onto Dabrowski by the Roughriders. He covers, and we'll do another face-off. Face-off one forward. Letcher gets to it, brings it across the red line and dumps it in, and he goes for a change. Shalicki comes on. Shalicki gets in that passing lane, stops the puck, brought in by Pulauskas. Pulauskas tries to drop that back. Puck goes up the near boards, and Roughriders put it back into the zone. Rubicki behind the net pushes it over to Shalicki. Shalicki leaves it for Campbell. Campbell's got a lot of room, so he's going to carry forward. Brings it into the zone and then dumps it deep. Reynolds and Paulo come out for Nietzsche and Pulauskas. Cross-ice pass left by Shalicki for Paulo. Paulo shot into the glove of the Roughriders goalie. No rebound. Miller comes out to join Onak at D. Paulo sets to take a draw. Reynolds was a little offset. I think the goal was to win that back. Roughriders win control and bring it in. Pass back, shot on Dabrowski. The kick save off of the pad. Quick shot again, another pad save, and then covered by Dabrowski. Two quick shots on Dabrowski. 11-13 to go in the first. We're going to keep the same personnel. Roughriders change again. Face off. In some feet. Good tie up by everybody. Shalicki just misses a pass. Roughriders wind up back with it. They send it for an ice. Reynolds wins that over to Shalicki. Shalicki to Miller. Miller to Onak. Onak sees Shalicki back door, gets deflected, but Shalicki gets to it, sends it to Miller. Miller's shot hits a guy in front, goes up high. Roughriders get it down, misses everybody. Miller gets to it, puts it forward for Shalicki, but Shalicki goes for a change. Carter comes on. Paulo changes, and Kruger comes on. Oh! Roughrider D tries to glove it. It goes on his own goalie and pushed into the corner. Kruger gets a stick on it, ties up his man. Roughriders still push it out over to Przgintis, who's come out on D, along with Aldridge. Puck back into the Roughriders zone. Having a little trouble handling it. They go D to D. Puck in the corner. Reynolds changes. Cadidio comes on. 10:03 to go. Through the middle, Roughriders enter. Push it behind the net. Dabrowski pushes it back over to Przgintis. Przgintis up to Carter. Deflects off of Carter's stick, and that's going to go for an icing. A little sloppy play by both sides early on. Looks like it's starting to settle down a little bit. Aldridge pushes the puck off of the far board, bounces back to him as the Roughriders try to put it in the zone. Przgintis hits Kruger in the middle, bounces off of his stick. The Roughriders trying to get it out of the zone. Cadidio gets in the way of it. Przgintis keeps it in, sidesteps the guy, gets it over to Carter. Seidel comes on as Kruger goes for a change. Pass to Cadidio. Cadidio over to Seidel. Seidel gets knocked, and the puck comes out of the zone. Campbell gets a hold of it. Coming out for Przgintis. Brown and Bergeron have come out now. Berge gets a stick, puts the puck in. goes behind the net. Brown coming to help out Bergeron. Bergeron ties up his man. Brown tying up the other Rough Riders D that went in to help. Seidel gets it off of the board, puts it up to Campbell. Campbell puts it back down low. Seidel gets there, working on 2 Rough Riders. Brown now helping out. Puck still in feet, goes on net. And puck makes it in front on the goaltender, and he covers. 8:29, still 0-0. Campbell and Ribicki at D. Seidel goes to take the draw. Puck hits off of Calhoun, goes in deep. Brown gets to it first, leaves it for Seidel. Seidel up to Campbell. Campbell sidesteps the guy, puts a shot on. In front, Brown is there. Hits it down, tries to get a stick on it, bounces away. Fury's still in control. Ribicki shot goes into the chest of the goaltender. Good opportunities there. Two good chances. And we're going to change offense. It'll go Polauskas, Letcher, and Nietzsche. Real good opportunity up close. Brown tried to glove that down and get it on his stick, but it bounced on him, and then he took a cross check. So, shot in front. Deflects off of Letcher, goes on net. Then there's a good juicy rebound in front. There were about 3 Rough Riders in front, so tough to get to it. But Nietzsche gets that puck over to Ribicki. Ribicki trying to get another quick shot on, gets deflected and hits the backboard. Letcher's there. Rough Riders couldn't get there. Good shot. Oh, wow. So Letcher gets a pass over to Polauskas, who gets a shot. It kind of waffles onto the net. The goaltender didn't quite get a hold of it. And misses. Rough Riders lose a stick. Campbell comes away with it. That stick was broken. So Campbell carries into the zone, circles back, finds Letcher. Letcher crosses, finds Onak. Onak, quick shot. Onak has a rifle of a shot, goes right into the chest of the goaltender. 7-16. Fury are now starting to get multiple scoring opportunities. Paulo, Reynolds, Chalicki come. Miller set off. Rough Riders goaltender seems a little, or coach seems a little concerned about Miller. The puck won back by Rough Riders. They come over to the near board with it. Put it back into the neutral zone and then dump it into behind Dabrowski. Puck bounces onto the netting. It's not coming out. And so with the puck frozen on the net, get a whistle and we'll get an end zone faceoff. Faceoff controlled by the Rough Riders. Put it in deep. Onak goes into the corner. Makes its way to Chalicki. Chalicki gets it out. Paulo gets to it. The Rough Riders D kind of just let him have it. And he works it out of the corner. Goes over to Reynolds. Reynolds shot. Hits off of the goaltender and behind the net. Chalicki up to Onak. Onak back for Chalicki. Chalicki working on the sideboard. Gets it back to Onak. Onak walks it in. Takes a shot. It's deflected in front. Goes wide. Puck behind the net for Reynolds. Reynolds, really nifty pass by Reynolds trying to get it to Paulo. Rough Riders go for a change, bring it back in. Little flip pass in. Go back up the boards and put it down deep. Rough Riders got a guy in the middle. Good coverage by Onak. Reynolds gets to that puck and puts it down. It's not going to go for icing. We get a change. Credidio, Kruger, and Carter come out. Aldridge and Prozgintis are out at D. 5:50 to go in the first period. Puck makes its way over to Carter. Carter tips it back to Aldridge, who gets it to Prozgintis. Prozgintis up for Credidio. Credidio puts it into the zone, absorbs the hit. Puck goes behind the net. Rough Riders to the far board. Little breakout pass misses. Credidio brings it back in. Misses the hit. Rough Riders regain control. Puck bounces in neutral zone. Carter gets a hold of it. Dumps it back in. Takes a high stick. Takes a hit. Loses his helmet. Pops it back on. Puck in front. Oh, puck centered by Credidio. Hits off of Kruger. Bounces in front of the Rough Riders goaltender.
Let's go, Riders! Let's go!
Kruger squares up. Drop. Kruger tries to win it forward. It sits at the feet of the Rough Riders and they clear it out of play.
Let's go, Riders!
They'll get a puck. Drop it down. Kruger ties up his man. Rough Riders pull it out. Credidio gets a hit on. Rough Riders put it back behind the net. Carter's there. Forces pass up the boards. Kept in by Aldridge. Aldridge to Carter. Carter puts it back deep for Credidio. Credidio tries to get it over to Carter. Gets past him. Bounces off of the Rough Riders. Good shot on. Saved by the Rough Riders goaltender. Puck in the middle of the neutral zone. Getting all caught up. Rough Riders look tired, trying to slow us down. Kruger gets a hold of that puck. Goes cross ice for Credidio. Credio's wide open. Shot deflected in front. Still has it. Another shot. Hits off of a defender. Please hit this gloves down that clearing opportunity. Puck does make it on. Pushed over to the corner. Now. Over to Credidio. Credidio tips it and it's in. So 1-0 for Fury. 4:15 to go. Credidio with the goal. Seidel, Bergeron, and Brown come out. Campbell and Rubicki. All right, Bergeron has to take the face off, but Seidel gets kicked out. Somebody went early. Rough Riders win that back. They go D to D. Back up to near board. Seidel gets a hit on. Rough Riders dump it in. Rubicki is there. Avoids contact. Puck gets frozen on the boards. Pushed out and over to the near board. Campbell's there. Nice stick by Bergeron. Berge comes up to defend. Blocks the shot. And it goes out of play. Rough Riders change again. Rough Riders are down to 5 forwards. Faceoff makes its way over to Brown. Brown has room. Tries to make a pass to Bergeron, gets stuck in feet. Brown takes it back. Pushes it to the boards. Gets past Seidel and into the corner. Over to the near board. Bergeron, good stick. Centering. Brown gets taken down. Rough Riders go back the other way. Seidel on the back check. They've got 3. Centering pass. Gets hit by Campbell. Campbell moves the puck up to Bergeron. Bergeron over to Brown. Brown to Seidel. Seidel carries in. Brown and Bergeron go for a change. Seidel waits. Puts it across ice. Blouse is coming in hard. Rough Riders push it behind and back into the corner. Letcher and Nietzsche are out. Nietzsche steals that pass in front, bounces off of him, gets it back, puts it in front for Letcher, hits off of Letcher and into the corner. Flipped up. Miller tries to glove it down, misses, gets over to Letcher. Letcher puts it to Nietzsche. Nietzsche over to Plaskas. Plaskas shot off of the stick of the goaltender over the far side. Letcher back with it. Over to Onak. Onak Centering for Blauskis, deflected. Nietzsche gets to it first. It goes back into the corner. Letcher gets there first. Nietzsche gets the puck out of his feet, puts it on his stick. Shot off of the goaltender. Definitely looks like it hit him in the head. Roughriders have to ice. We're going to get a change. Chalicki, Reynolds, and Paulo are going to come on. Reynolds wins that over to Paulo. Paulo to Chalicki. Chalicki, quick shot, block. Roughriders through the neutral zone. Take a hit from Paulo. Puck goes backward. Paulo's going to get a penalty. He's got a delayed penalty. So finally touch up. So Paulo's going. See what they call. All right, well, Paulo's going to sit for 10. So he's going to get 2 and 10 for the misconduct. I couldn't see his hand, so it was either boarding or it wasn't head contact. So okay, he called it boarding. All right, so Bergeron's going to sit the 2. For Paulo. Paulo's going to sit for 2, and then he'll have 10 after. Minute 40 to go. We'll be on the kill. Letcher, Nietzsche with Prisgintis and Aldridge. Roughriders get that up to the D, put it back to the sideboard. Back to the point. Cross ice. Put it back up front. Good stick by Letcher, knocks it away. Roughriders still in control. Put it down low, back up to the sideboard. Puck in front, mishandled and comes into the neutral zone. Letcher harassing, loses an edge. Roughriders push it back in, go for a change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost too many. 54 seconds to go in the first. Puck gets out of his own. Letcher goes for a change, and Reynolds comes on. Roughriders go for a change. Bring it back in. Puck behind the net. Back up to the blue line. Tapped in. Off the sideboard, back into the middle. Over the sideboard, missing. Back down low. Into the corner. Cross ice. Pulled off of the near board, back in front. Back to the sideboard. 13 seconds. Shot blocked by Rubicki. Back up front. 9 seconds to go. Roughriders work it back down low. Rubicki pins him. Kicked over, 1 second. Centering off of Dabrowski, and that'll be the end of the first. So we'll have 20 seconds left on the kill after the start of the second. promise I am on the Wi-Fi. I'm trying to pay attention. So to start the second period, we're going to go with Nietzsche, Letcher, Campbell, and Rubicki. Face off one by Nietzsche back to Campbell. Campbell puts it forward. Roughriders take control, go cross ice, bounce off of the stick. Letcher gets a hold of it, puts it forward. Letcher takes a cross check to the back. No call on that one. Roughriders bring the puck in. Penalty has expired. Shot doesn't get much on it, and Dabrowski gloves it easily. Palauskas comes out to join his line mates. Face off kicked back by Roughriders. D keeps it in. Good stick by Letcher. Roughrider has to dump it back in. Rubicki and Nietzsche trying to get to the puck. Roughriders push it back on the board and then dump it again. A little old school cycling by the Roughriders. Rubicki gets a hit on, knocks the puck free. Gets it over to Letcher. Letcher puts it in. Palauskas going to win the race. Gets there first. Brings it up the board. Looking for somewhere to pass. Finds Nietzsche. Nietzsche's shot bounces off the goaltender. It's in front. Palauskas doing a great job of sticking with it. Has it on the near board. Comes away with it. Puts it over for Nietzsche. Nietzsche gets it to Rubicki. Rubicki down to Palauskas. Palauskas takes a step in front. Puck gets knocked away over to Letcher. Letcher down to Palauskas. Palauskas sidesteps a couple of hits. Tries to get it back to Rubicki. Back. Rough Riders. Kruger comes on. Miller flips that out. Goes out of play. They're going to face off in zone for the Rough Riders. Reynolds, Chilicki, and Kruger are out. Kruger and Chilicki try to get sprung. Onak's pass gets gloved down and Rough Riders back in. Saved by Dabrowski. That backhand shot gets sticked into the corner. Onak taps his guy. He's got his jersey stuck with a stick in it. Oh, centering pass goes wide, misses. Puck goes behind the net over the corner. Miller, Rough Riders are battling for it. 14:43 to go in the second. We're going to be short of center for until the, let's see, 6:40 mark. Puck gets out over to Kruger. Kruger crossing the center line. Puck gets knocked away and dumped back in. Chilicki tags up. Predidio comes out. Seidel and Carter come out with him. Brzgintzis gets a hit on. Puck goes over to Carter. Carter behind the net. Leaves the puck for Predidio. Gets a reverse hit on. Puck knocked away from Predidio over to Brzgintzis. Brzgintzis, good puck protection, gets it past. Goes cross ice for Predidio. Oh, really good stick by Rough Riders as Predidio was going to have a breakaway. Puck knocked in by the Rough Riders over to Brzgintzis. Brzgintzis coming back around. Gets the puck up to Predidio. Predidio puts it in. Seidel in on the forecheck. Puck goes around into the corner. Rough Riders get off on the sideboard. Campbell's come out on a change for Pruskintis. Aldridge dumps it and goes for a change himself. Puck up the far board. Seidel gets a hit on, gets the puck over to Rubicki, who's just come on a change. Quick shot, goes high and wide. Puck makes its way to Campbell. Puck comes out of the zone, goes over to Rubicki. Up for Credidio. Sidesteps the guy, brings the puck in. Shot, and into the glove. Another nice start. Reynolds comes out to center the Bergeron and Brown line. Campbell and Rubicki. Brown's offset. Campbell wins the puck forward. Puck bounces in front, goes over to the side. Reynolds does a nice job to knock that puck loose. Comes over to Rubicki. Ricky's shot is blocked. Bounces over to Brown, but off of his stick, and the Rough Riders go the other way. Campbell does a nice job to knock the puck wide. Puck still in feet, comes loose to Rubicki. Rubicki gets it over to Brown. Brown up for Bergeron. Bergeron has Reynolds with him. Cross ice, knocked down by the Rough Riders. Reynolds goes for a change. Puck gets dumped in. Rough Riders went for a wholesale change. Bergeron's all by himself. Puck bounces off of the board. Rough Riders do get to it in time and into the zone. Brown sticks it away, gets it over to Nietzsche. Nietzsche takes a hit. Rough Riders flip it back in. Rubicki gets it up to Brown. Brown over to Bergeron. Bergeron goes wide. Puck goes behind the net. Brown is there. Brown center pass for Nietzsche's intercepted. Miller keeps it in. Over to Nietzsche. Nietzsche. Berge goes for a change. Nietzsche sidesteps the guy. Brown lifts his stick. Miller goes and gets the puck. Goes back down deep for Onak. Onak sees Brown open. Velasquez has come on. Brown, slow shot, goes for a pass on pad for Velasquez, but the goaltender catches it off of his pad into his glove. 11:22 to go, 1-0. Rough Riders with a little bit more life after the period. At the end of the first, they looked like they were dragging a bit. Nietzsche, Letcher, and Pulauskas are out there. Nietzsche tries to center for Letcher. It gets hit off of a Rough Riders and then on pad. Letcher gets to it, but then the Rough Riders ice. Bear down, buddy. Rough Riders change again. Puck knocked back behind. Pulauskas is there. Ties his guy up. Puck still behind the net. Letcher got a stick on it. Rough Riders come away with it. Looking to go cross ice. Good steal by Pulauskas. Puck came out of the zone. Nietzsche was still in, and so get it offsides. Another quick change for the Rough Riders. Letcher takes the face-off. Oh, little toe drag. Gets a shot. It goes wide. Over to Miller. Miller cross ice for Onak. Onak. Shot. Bounces off of the goaltender. Back behind the net. Nietzsche ties his man up. Over to the near board. Rough Riders were going to go cross ice with it, but didn't get a whole piece of it. Good job by Miller. Ties up with no pass to be made. Now the Rough Riders are waiting for a change. Puck's in the corner. Nietzsche gets the puck over to Letcher. Letcher back to Nietzsche. Nietzsche with speed up through the neutral zone. Still working it. Gets taken down as he was hooked, but no call. The Rough Riders stick was still in Nietzsche's arm. Rough Riders now through the middle with some speed. Good hit by Onak, forcing that puck wide. Aldridge gets that puck over to Chilicki. Chilicki and Reynolds have come on. Aldridge and Prusgitsis is deep. Rough Riders up the near board. Kruger is out. Good hit by Kruger, dislodged. Reynolds coming through, gets a couple of slashes. Puck gets knocked away. Rough Riders try to get it past Chilicki. They do. Carry in. Over, puck gets knocked away over to Prusgintis. Wholesale change again. Puck makes its way to Chilicki. Bounces off Chilicki over to Kruger. Kruger gets taken down, pinned against the board. Puck in Chilicki's feet now. Kruger comes over to help. Rough Riders trying to dig it out from Chilicki. Puck comes loose. Over to Kruger. Kruger takes a hit. Puck to Chilicki. Now still in front and covered by the Rough Riders goaltender. 8:51 remaining in the second. We should get an ice cut. Yeah. So Rough Riders go to the ice cut down 1-0 to Fury. All right, so we're going to continue on with the second period after the ice cut. 8:51 to go. Nietzsche, Letcher, Pulauskas out with Rubicki and Campbell. Puck one forward. Letcher tries to get it over to Nietzsche. Slow rolls behind the net. Rough Riders come away with it. Rough Riders try to get it past Pulauskas. Hits the skates. They get it up the near board. Puck goes behind for Campbell. Campbell doesn't quite get to it in time. Puck comes out into the neutral. Rough Riders back in control. Puck bounces off of the board. Letcher pushes it back for Rubicki. It gets past Rubicki, goes all the way down. Campbell behind the net. Over to Rubicki. Rubicki up for Letcher. Bounces off Letcher and stopped by the Rough Riders. Rough Riders off of the near board. Campbell gets a stick on it. Rough Riders put it on Dabrowski. Puck goes over the far board. Nietzsche and Rubicki. Campbell pushes that over to Letcher. Letcher up for Nietzsche. With speed through the neutral zone. Shot gets deflected, goes wide. Bounces Strange off of the board. Rough Riders get it to the neutral zone. Pulauskas changes. Brown comes out. Oh, I'm sorry. Chilicki comes out. Chilicki is out with Reynolds. Puck over the near board. Rough Riders working it along with Miller and Letcher. Push it back down. Onak gets to it. Couldn't quite get a hold of it. Goes past him. Rough Riders into the corner. Onak off of the glass and up for Chilicki. Bounces out. Rough Riders put it back in. Miller up for Chilicki. Chilicki looking to get it back to Miller. Gets it over to Reynolds. Back to Chilicki. Over for Onak. Brown is out with Reynolds and Chilicki. So puck gets put in deep. But Reynolds pins his man on the board. Puck down low. Onak comes over to help. Rough Riders get it out. It comes back. Reynolds, Brown, and Chilicki have a 3-on-2. Puck crossover to Chilicki. Reynolds in the corner. Puck goes around over to the far board. Brown comes to help. Puck gets knocked over to Prisgintis. Prisgintis gets it to Chilicki. Chilicki puts it in over for Kruger. Kruger couldn't get to it, bounces off, and the Rough Riders put it in deep and behind the net. Prisgintis leaves it for Aldridge. Aldridge up to Brown. Brown over to Credidio. Credidio carries forward. Brown goes for a change. Credidio shot off the pad. Aldridge working on the sideboard with Kruger. Rough Riders take it back into the corner. Try to clear it. Hits off of Aldridge's skate and into the middle of the ice. Rough Riders chip forward. Aldridge gets in the way. Credidio puts that puck back for Prisgintis. Offsides for Rough Riders. They have to tag up. Prisgintis takes it out of the corner. Meets a Rough Riders player. Still has it. Gets past two. Brings it in. Shot off of Rough Riders' stick that breaks. Good keep by Campbell. Kruger gets it knocked away, and Rough Riders put it in back to Dabrowski. Dabrowski off of the board up for Carter. Carter up to Kruger. Misses Kruger. Kruger goes for a change. Credidio on the forecheck, forcing the Rough Riders over the sideboard up through the middle. Seidel is out. Gets a hit on Gets it to Carter. Carter puts this puck down deep over to the sideboard. Now for Rybicki. Rybicki shot into the stomach of a Rough Riders defender. Rough Riders get it out. Campbell ties up over to Seidel. Seidel off the sideboard. Sidesteps a couple guys, takes a cross check. Puck goes over to the far board. Rybicki's there. Rough Rider gets a stick on it. Rybicki. Campbell comes over to help and puts the puck in deep. On the near board, Carter gets a hit. Campbell keeps the puck. Shot bounces off. Brown comes on. Puck over to Miller. Miller leaves it, but Carter's going for a change. Shot in front. Brown is there. Puck gets off of the pad. The Rough Riders clear. Bergeron comes on for Carter. Puck moves up for Brown. Over to Seidel. Seidel back over for Brown. It's a little too much. Goes over to the boards, and the Rough Riders send it all the way down. Icing. 3:35 to go. Still 1-0 period. Michi, Letcher, Pulauskas. Miller and Onak at D. Letcher sets up. Shot deflected by Dabrowski into the netting. Paulo is out of the box. The lines will go back to normal. Puck off of the boards. Nietzsche gets it knocked away. Goes to Miller. Miller over to Onak. Onak cross for Letcher, who's all alone. Letcher carries in. Leaves it for Nietzsche. Nietzsche slap shot. Saved by Rough Riders. Puck into the corner. Rough Riders put it behind the net. Take it off of the far board and carry through the neutral zone. They chip it on. Dabrowski puts it behind for Onak. Onak coming around the far board. Got a lot of speed. Carrying it in. Try to get to the net. He absorbs a hit. Fury still in control. Oh, Nietzsche's shot hits off the crossbar. Goes to the near board. Bounces into the neutral zone. And Aldridge collects. Aldridge up to Nietzsche. Nietzsche bounces off of a Rough Riders player over to Prizgintis. Prizgintis up to Pulauskas, back to Nietzsche. Nietzsche's getting poked away, but Pulauskas is there. Pulauskas gets a backhand shot on, knocked away by the goaltender. Pulauskas backdoor for Nietzsche. Nietzsche shot, blocked, and into the sideboard. Nietzsche brings it around. Over to Prizgintis. Prizgintis puts it forward over to Aldridge. Aldridge, shot is deflected. It goes wide of the net. Rough Riders send it hard around the boards, and that'll be an icing. Paulo, Reynolds, and Chalicki come out. Minute 56 to go in the second. Paulo wins that back to Aldridge. Aldridge goes towards the boards, takes a shot. It hits the Rough Riders player, and they carry it forward. Chipped in and behind. Dabrowski plays it over to Paulo. Paulo gets stuck on the boards, but gets it up to Chalicki. Chalicki puts it to Reynolds. Reynolds centering for Prizgintis. Prusgintis shot and a save by the Roughriders goaltender. Prusgintis, I didn't even see him. Came in on the rush. He's sneaky fast. Great pass by Reynolds. Prusgintis shot was with a sliding save by the goaltender. Reynolds takes this face off, pushes it over to Chalicki. Chalicki puts it down deep. Roughriders get to it first, try to put it around the boards. Reynolds slows it down. Roughriders put it over to the far board now. Campbell keeps it in, puts it to Chalicki. Chalicki looking for a play, puts it down for Paulo. Paulo tries to center it for Reynolds, takes a hit. Reynolds puts it over to Rubicki. Rubicki in front for Chalicki, gets knocked around. Reynolds comes away with it, but Roughriders knock it away and put it into the neutral zone. Rubicki gives it to Paulo. Paulo throws it back for Chalicki. Chalicki puts it in the middle of the ice. Carter is there, but gets poked away. Puck bounces off a Roughriders player. Chalicki winds up with it. Kruger comes on. Roughriders just softly throw it into the neutral zone. Dabrowski puts it up for Campbell. Campbell tries to escape, gets it over to Rubicki. Knocked away from Rubicki. Campbell still has it. Puck over to Credidio. Credidio, Carter, and Kruger out now. Kruger crossed the blue line. Shot gets blocked. Goes behind the net. 15 seconds to go. Puck knocked in. 6 seconds. Credidio's open. Comes down the middle of the ice. He's got it. Stick gets lifted, and the Roughriders knock him off of the puck, and that'll be the end of the second period. So, end of the second period. Still 1-0. Gotta remember to put it out of my way. So we'll start the third the way we ended the second with Carter, Kruger, and Credidio. Onak and Miller at D. Face-off controlled by the Roughriders goes back into their zone. D to D up the far board, back into the middle of the ice. Roughriders up the near board now. Knocked away by Onak. Kruger gets in there and ties up his man. Credidio trying to dig it out. Roughriders put it in on Dabrowski, goes back for Miller. Miller over to Onak. Onak up to Carter. Carter to Kruger. Kruger putting it forward for Credidio. That's knocked away. Over to Carter. Carter shot off of the goaltender and into the netting. 16:24 to go. Brown, Seidel, Bergeron with Prusgintis and Aldridge. Rough Riders win that back, put it behind the net. Comes over to the near board for Gintis. Gets there. Brown knocks it away. Takes it from Rough Riders. Puts it up for Bergeron. Bergeron's still with it. Working on two men. Puck goes to the corner. Seidel gets it over to Bergeron. Bergeron tries to get it in. Goes wide. Brown puts it deep for Seidel. Seidel bounces away. Bergeron goes to get it. Bergeron into the corner. Pins one guy. Rough Riders go over to the far board. Brown is there. Pins his man. Puck comes out. All right. Wi-Fi is a little glitchy right now. Got back on. Puck goes in to the corner. Nietzsche gets there. Ties up with Rough Riders. Rough Riders get it out of the zone. Dump it into the corner. Goes over to the far board. Rybicki gets there. Rough Riders still with it. Pops free off of a skate over to Nietzsche. Nietzsche to Pulauskas. Pulauskas carrying forward. Loses his handle. Gets over to the Rough Riders. Rough Riders go behind the net. Over to the far board. Campbell was going to change with Miller, but the puck was coming back, so Campbell's still out with Onak. Centering shot on. Dabrowski saves it. Puck up for Pulauskas. Over to Campbell. Campbell for Nietzsche. Bounces off of Nietzsche's stick. He goes for a change. Rough Riders bring it in. Drop pass. Back down the boards. Center. Good tie up by Paulo. Letcher's still out there. Reynolds is with him. Centering. Letcher's going for a change. Rough Riders trying to send it deep. Onak finds Paulo. Shalicki's just waiting on the side there. He's got a shot. Slap shot blocked and into the netting out of play. So Reynolds, Shalicki, and Paulo. Shalicki offset. Reynolds taking the draw. Miller and Onak at D. One to Shalicki. Quick shot. Goes high above the net. Off of the glass into the near board. Paulo forcing a puck to go in deep. Reynolds gets there. Gets a shot. It goes high above the net as well. Paulo wins the foot race, gets the puck over to Onak. Onak on his backhand, puts it in deep. Puck green around the boards, bounces off. Onak gets a hit on, but the puck makes its way over to another Rough Riders player. They got 2-1. Shot off of Dabrowski's shoulder and into the netting. Carter, Credidio, and Kruger come off the bench. Aldridge and Prisgintis at D. Face-off won by the Rough Riders. They put it into the corner. Kruger gets a hit on. Puck goes up the boards to Credidio. Credidio over for Carter. Just a little too far. Rough Riders put it back in. Aldridge puts it up the boards for Credidio. Credidio over to Kruger. Kruger ahead for Carter. Bounces off of Carter and into the zone. Rough Riders go to the near or to the far board. Puck goes to the corner. Rough Riders up middle of the ice. Kruger gets a stick on it. Goes back to the Rough Riders zone. They get it into the neutral zone. Over to Aldridge. Aldridge get this back into Credidio. Credidio shot deflected. Goes over to the near board for Gintis. Working. Carter gets a stick on it. Rough Riders still have it. Rough Riders just flip it back into the neutral zone. Aldridge to Credidio. Credidio for Carter. Carter carries. Campbell and Rybicki come out. Looks like we're going to get a power play. So Rough Riders are going to go for a slash. And we'll get a power play. Reynolds, Paulo, Chalicki with Campbell, and I think Onak. Yep, Onak. So puck gets stuck underneath Paulo and Rough Rider center. Goes back to the backboards, up to Paulo. Paulo to Campbell. Cross for Onak. Onak's got space. Gets it back to Campbell. Campbell down for Reynolds. Reynolds brings it back up and works it to the middle over to Onak. Onak. Cross for Campbell. Back to Onak. Onak's got a lane. Sidesteps the guy. Brings it across. Back door. Reynolds puts it in. Reynolds working one-on-one against the Rough Riders D. Onak recognizes it and puts it back door for him to tap it in. 2-0 after the Reynolds goal. Seidel, Bergeron, Brown, Rubicki, and Campbell are out. Puck pushed back. Brown comes away with it, gets it over to Campbell. Campbell up for Seidel. Loose puck taken away by the Rough Riders and brought into the zone. Campbell moves that puck up the boards. Still kicking with it, gets it into the neutral zone. Bergeron comes over, tries to put it in. It goes over to Seidel, who takes a hit. Rubicki puts it back in. Campbell goes for a change. Bergeron working on the back. Seidel comes away with it. He's got a shot. Puck goes off of the side of the goaltender. Rough Riders try to put it forward. Rubicki gets a shot on. Pushed aside by the goaltender. Onak down deep for Bergeron. Bergeron puts it up the boards. Down for Seidel. Seidel over to Onak. Onak got Brown in front. Puck in some feet and covered. Seidel takes a slash afterwards. 10:24. We'll get a change. Palauskas, Nietzsche, Letcher. Onak and Miller stay at D. Another face-off won by the Rough Riders. They bring it through the neutral zone and dump it in. Onak takes a hit but still goes. Gets it over to Letcher. Letcher over to Nietzsche. Nietzsche brings it in. Tries to get a shot off, blocked by the Rough Riders. They go up the far board. Try to pass it. Palauskas was in that lane, puts it back in. Palauskas keeps it in. Rough Riders working in the corner against Palauskas. Letcher comes over to help. Still in feet. Palauskas gets knocked down. Puck goes around the boards over to the near corner. Palauskas is going to go for a rough. So we're going to go on the kill. 9:42 to go in the third. Palauskas gets called work in the corner there. Paulo and Reynolds come out to kill with Brisgintis and Aldridge. Brisgintis and Aldridge getting some kill time, both long defenders with good reach. Shot in front, deflected, doesn't see Dabrowski, goes into the netting before it gets to him. Paulo wins that face-off back. Prusgintis gets tied up. Rough Riders come away with it, put it up to their D. Oh, pass doesn't quite make it. Paulo gets it into the neutral zone. Reynolds comes up to forecheck aggressively, forcing the Rough Riders to take it all the way down and reset up their zone breakout. Oh, dumped in on net, bounces off of Dabrowski into the corner. Prusgintis tries to chip it forward. It goes off of the boards and out of play. 9:02 to go. Minute 21 remaining on the kill. Letcher and Nietzsche come out. So Rough Riders win that faceoff, get a shot, it goes high. Prusgintis battling in the corner. Puck goes behind the net for the Rough Riders over to the far board. Rough Riders with some good puck movement. Get a shot in front. I don't know if it was deflected or not, but Rough Riders get a power play goal. Some traffic in front of Dabrowski. So now 2-1. Chalicki, Paulo, and Reynolds come out. Campbell and Rubicki at D. Rough Riders move it up the boards. It does hit Reynolds and goes all the way down. Rubicki over to Campbell. Campbell's got a lot of space, moves it up to Reynolds. Reynolds chips it forward. Chalicki going hard on the forecheck. Puck into the corner. Reynolds was there. Paulo comes over to the sideboard. Campbell keeps it in. Quick shot. Deflected by Reynolds. Goes wide over to Chalicki. Chalicki looking to move it to Reynolds. Has to put it in deep. Rough Riders move it up the near board. Paulo gets a stick on it. Rough Riders got one man. Try to beat Rubicki. Good back check by Campbell to help out, lift that stick. Makes its way over to Reynolds. Reynolds to Chalicki. Chalicki crossed the blue line. Flips it in on the goaltender. Paulo is there, and he's got to hold on to it. Carter, Kruger, and Credidio come out. So 7:09 to go, 2-1. Oh, yeah.
Come on, boys, let's go. Pick it up.
Shot, save. Credidio's in front. No rebound by the goaltender. Goaltender's played well today for the Rough Riders. Kruger wins the faceoff back to Carter. Carter gets it over to Miller. Miller to Onak. Onak, shot. Another save, no rebound by the Rough Riders goaltender.
Keep coming away at it, boys. Where you come by the ball? Come on, let's go.
Kruger wins that puck back to Onak. Onak has Credidio, bounces away from him. Credidio gets it in front. Kruger is there, still has it. Kruger gets it over to Onak. Onak cross for Miller, bounces off of Miller's stick. Rough Riders got a guy up. Good job by Miller to get a stick on that. Kruger comes over to help puck in feet. He brings it forward. Trying to get past one man. Roughriders get it into the side board. Onak comes over to help. Puck behind for Kruger centering. Knocked away. Carter was there. Onak gets it back. Onak's centering opportunity goes through the crease. Roughriders get it out. Carter has one man on him. Roughriders go for a change. Behind the net, Carter still coming around. Gets it off of the boards. Brings it in with speed. Over to Creo. Creo shot. Another save by the Roughriders goaltender. Kruger takes a cross check. 6:01 to go. Couple of polite, probably Canadian words from Kruger as he steps away. Puck in the middle goes on net and covered. So Bergeron tied his man up. Brown and Seidel converge to help. Puck gets knocked back to the goaltender and covered. Seidel to take this face off. Prisgintis comes over to await Seidel winning it back. Puck went over to Brown. Brown gets it over to Aldridge. Aldridge shot in front. Bergeron gets a shot at it. Seidel take a hit. So, good shot by Aldridge. Gives two opportunities for Seidel and Bergeron. Roughriders get kicked out, going too quick. Puck went over to Brown. Brown shot's deflected. Roughriders lose it to Brown. Brown tries to get another shot on. His shot gets deflected. He puts it on net again. The puck's still in front. Over to Seidel. Seidel's shot goes wide as he took that shot from his knees. Puck flipped up over to Prisgintis. Prisgintis up the boards for Brown. Brown chips ahead. Goes over to Seidel. Brown and the Roughriders player getting tangled up. Puck in the middle. Over to Prisgintis to Seidel. Seidel puts it in deep. Bergeron and Brown on the forecheck. Bergeron gets that puck away, puts it off of the net. Bergeron taking a couple of hits. Puck's still loose. Brown gets away with it. Got Nietzsche out as Seidel went for a change. Campbell back down to Brown. Brown lets it go to Bergeron. Bergeron lets it go. Hits Nietzsche. Bergeron's all by himself in the middle, but misses the pass. Goes all the way down. Roughriders. No icing. They waived icing. Brown's by himself over on the side here as Roughriders went for a change. Puck bounces off. Goes over to Nietzsche. Pulaskis is with him. Brown changes. Letcher comes on. Off of the blocker, the goaltender, back into the corner. Nietzsche gets tripped, but puck back behind the net. On the near board, Pulaskis racing hard. Gets there. Roughriders have to drop the puck in. Puck behind the net. Working against Rubicki. Rubicki puts the guy into the boards. They both fall. Over to the far board, Letcher. Nietzsche, little flip, shot, bounces off of the netting, back into the corner. Nietzsche gets it back. Centers Fletcher. Letcher behind the net. He's got Pulaskis, side steps, puts it back for Onak. Onak, shot. Glove save by the Roughriders. Again, the Roughriders goaltender's been very good today. Very few rebounds. 3:52 to go. Paulo, Chalicki, Reynolds join Onak and Miller on the ice. Face off one back to Onak. Onak gets Chalicki in the slot. Chalicki, wow, another save by the goaltender. Shot on, push back. Chalicki tries to do a wraparound. It gets in front but covered by the goaltender. So Chalicki has a really good look. Great pass to see him in the slot. Onak had a really strong game today. Roughriders take control of the faceoff, get it off of the glass and into the neutral zone. Puck bounces past Onak. That won't be icing, so he's got to race it. Onak loses an edge. Miller is there to help. Puck is tied up on the near board. Onak pulls it away. Puck makes its way to Reynolds. Reynolds flips it to the neutral zone. Roughriders get a hold of it, put it back in. Roughriders seem to have some new life here after their goal. Chalicki gets to carry it in, puts it ahead for Paulo. Paulo got a stick on it, but it wasn't enough to get past the goaltender. Back behind, Chalicki is there. Puck makes its way over to Aldridge. Aldridge puts it over for Reynolds. Aldridge puts it back in, goes around the net. Paulo's going to get there. Letcher comes on. Puck flipped high. That should be icing. Nietzsche, Letcher, and Pulauskas come out. 2:38 to go in the one-goal game. Nietzsche wins that back over to Aldridge. Aldridge, quick shot. Hits off of Pulauskas' pad. He gets a hit on. Roughriders come away with the puck, however, and bring it to the neutral zone. Letcher tries to knock it away. Roughriders still with it. Shot, save, Dabrowski, knocked away by Krasgintis, and then up for Letcher. Letcher puts it through the legs and into the zone. He's got Nietzsche at the net. Cross ice for Aldridge. Aldridge is going to dump it in. Over to Nietzsche. Nietzsche working it off of the backboard into the corner. Pulauskas gets knocked away, and the Roughriders are going to ice it. Oh, no icing called. Okay. So no icing. They go for a change. Letcher puts it back into the zone. And are we calling offside? Oh, we're calling icing. Okay. Reynolds, Paulo, Chalicki come back out. Campbell with Rabicki at D. Puck into the corner. Roughriders player lost an edge. Paulo and Campbell working. Puck comes out. Roughriders have it. They try to put a shot on Dabrowski. He saves it. Comes over to Paulo. Paulo to Reynolds. Bounce off of Reynolds' stick. Roughriders put it back into the neutral zone. Enter wide. Good hip check by Campbell. Paulo gets it to Rabicki. Rabicki up for Chalicki. Chalicki gets it out of the zone. Roughriders still with it. Reynolds tries to lay a hit. Takes a cross check afterwards. So Reynolds gets knocked down. Roughriders put it back in. Hits the official. Another shot saved by Dabrowski. Roughriders really rushing hard to get this going. And Fury ice it. Nietzsche, Letcher, Pulauskas step on. Roughriders call a timeout. A minute 2 to go. Fury clinging to a 2-1 lead. Roughriders, despite being down numerous players, supposedly there was a fight last night that kicked out quite a few players. You can hear the parents next to me, and you'll know why. Face-off controlled by the Roughriders. They put it around the boards. No goalie in net, so there's 6 attackers for a lead. Good job by Letcher to make that battle. He clears it, sends it down. That's going to go for an icing. Could have been played, but had a similar situation happen. So a quick change. Reynolds, Paulo, Chalicki come out now. Aldridge and Proskintis at D. Face off one back over to Onak. It's Onak and Aldridge. Roughriders take it into their own zone. Carry forward, go cross ice. Onak clears it. That's going to go down. And that's an icing. 25.5 seconds to go. Nietzsche takes the face-off. Roughriders lined up with it. They get it up to the point. Velasquez comes up to take a block. Letcher with a big block. That's a hold. No call. Over to Velasquez, and that'll be it. So empty net goal. Big play by Letcher. Velasquez from Nietzsche. And Letcher. Nine seconds to go. Seidel, Brown, and Bergeron come out. Aldridge and Onak stay at D. Bergeron sends that puck into the zone. Trap set on. Brown gets a stick, and that goes into the zone, and that'll be the end of the game. Tomorrow's game is at 10 a.m. We'll be playing Dallas. As of right now, I'll be on the. So we'll see you all tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.